Alright, in this video I am going to give you two fractions and you tell me if they are equivalent. So if I wrote down 3/5 and 6/10, are they equivalent? Which means, are they equal to each other? Well, a way to figure that out is ask yourself, how did we get from 3 to 6? And you have to think about multiplication or division. This is what you have to think about, multiplication and division. So how did we get from 3 to 6? Well, we multiplied by 2. Okay. And how did we get from 5 to 10, our two denominators? Well, we multiplied 5 by 2. So because we multiplied both our numerator and our denominator by the same number, this is equal. It's an equivalent fraction. 3/5 is equal to 6/10. Here's another example. 10/12 and 5/6. Are those equal or equivalent? Well, we have to ask ourselves, how did we get from 10 to 5? Remember to think multiplication and division. Well, we get smaller from 10 to 5, so we must have divided. What did we divide by? 10 divided by what gives us 5? The answer is 2. And how did we get from 12 to 6? We divided by 2. So that means these are equivalent fractions because we divided both our numerator and our denominator by 2, the same number, so we have equivalent fractions. 10/12 is equal to 5/6. Now we're going to make it a little more challenging for you. Here we go with a challenging one. 3/5 is equal to blank 20ths. Blank 20ths. We don't know what's up here. I'll just put a box. How would I find out what number goes here to make an equivalent fraction? Well, I went from 5 to 20. How did I get from 5 to 20? Remember to think multiplication and division. 5 times 4 is 20. So whatever I do to my denominator, I should do to my numerator. So because I multiplied the denominator by 4, I'm going to multiply the numerator by 4. What's 3 times 4? 3 times 4 is 12. So I just made an equivalent fraction. 3/5 is equal to 12/20. Here's another one for you to try to solve. 4/10 is equal to 12 blank. What goes here to make an equivalent fraction? Well, to get from my numerator of 4 to my numerator of 12, what did we have to do? We had to multiply by 3. So in order to get to my denominator from 10 to this blank, I should do the exact same thing as I did to the 4, which is multiply by 3. And 10 times 3 is 30. And there we have it. 4/10 is equivalent or equal to 12/30. Alright, if that was too easy for you, get ready for this doozy of a question. 16 blank is equivalent to 4/6. This is a tough one. Well, what we have to ask ourselves is, how do we get from our numerator of 16 to our numerator of 4? We probably didn't multiply, so we must have divided. We must have divided. And a way to think about this, if you're thinking, 16 divided by what gives me 4? Another way to think about it is if you read it backwards and you think 4 times what gives me 16. Remember, fact families work for this. So if I look at it backwards, going from the 4 to the 16, I can think multiplication because I'm getting bigger. So 4 times what gives me 16? Well, the answer is 4. So 4 times 4, now I'm working from the right side. And now I can ask myself, 6 times 4 equals what? The answer is 24. And that's your equivalent fraction. Now, if you didn't want to do it that way with multiplication, you know that 16 divided by 4 is 4. So what number divided by 4 would give you 6? Well, if you think of fact families, 6 times 4 is 24. Awesome. Good luck with finding equivalent fractions.